Kia ora, everyone. So, I'm coming out to say what I have found over all this research I've been doing on spiritual stuff. I've been doing a complete spiritual rabbit hole, okay? And I just wanted to explain what I think being awake is. Well, am I going to say what you think it is? Or am I going to say something completely different? Now, that's where I've got you thinking. Because I know some of you may have watched some of the videos that I've shared from other people or gone to their websites, and well, some of them are loaded with all sorts of things, and some of them have places where they say that um, all sorts of different, well, going along the same lines but slightly different slants on things. So I'm just kind of going to share what I think. Okay, so if you think you're awake because you can see that the world's gone down a rabbit hole, and government to blame, and farmers are to blame, or people with I don't know, big boats are to blame. Who knows really? Like, well, that is not awake. Okay, so you can sit there and complain about the world completely because, people have suddenly woken up to the idea that, hey, we are being controlled on so many levels that somebody's got to be to blame. Well, actually, no. So there's many out there that believe that we chose to come to this planet. Before we were born, we chose the journey that we wanted to take. Now, I seem to have been going down that line because I seem to remember things now, and I do think that is probably true. And look, I don't have all the answers. I'm just sharing what I know. Okay. So awakening to me doesn't mean that you've found out who to blame in this world, because awakening to me means that we are all part of this game that we're playing on the earth, and it is something that we planned before we got here. And the game is, get this, to find what love really means. And that's why I've been leading you down that path. Because it is something that a lot of people recognize when they've learnt compassion. And compassion often is learnt through working in jobs like nursing, in medicine, social work, teachers. They've all learnt, they all know, they see different sorts of people every day. They understand the struggle out there, okay? And this part of learning compassion helps us to find out what our mission on this earth is, or where we chose to have our journey go to. It is a journey, so it's changing all the time. A lot of us have had trauma as we're younger, and some of that trauma is coming back because every time we get in a stressful situation, It's back again. And oh no, I'm feeling the same way as that teacher screamed at me in class because I wasn't doing anything right. And it's, you know, we're all here for a human experience. And some of you who go to church will be going, oh, she's finally lost the plot completely. But it's not saying religion's wrong. It's saying that some of the churches, the way they're set up, have got have gone down a line where it's not quite how it should be, because they've got conditions on it. That's what it is. They've got conditions on a lot of things, and love is so much more than that. Love is unconditional. And to learn to love others, we have to learn to love ourselves. That's where it's deep rooted. And that's why I know that while we're awake to that, and we start loving ourselves, we can be compassionate to others. And it doesn't mean to say you're going to have to give them all your money. It's about, like, be compassionate, because you don't know why they've ended up in the place they are. That person that's in the car down at the beach with their duvet in there, they chose to be here. Wow, that's a now that's the thing that you'll go, oh, what? How could anybody choose that? And how could anybody choose to go into Ukraine and fight for their country? How could anyone choose to follow Putin? I mean, like, how could we have a government like we have? Well, everyone's been the same, actually, but anyway, we're not going down there. So all that sort of thing has some challenging thoughts for you all. I don't know that I'm ready for having discussions online. I just really I'm just sharing what I think and what I believe is true to me, not to you, not to anybody else. What I believe is true to me. So you have to believe what you want to believe, and that is your truth. But just keep an open mind, because things here are changing really rapidly right now. Believe it or not, when you see all this disaster around the place, there are things that are happening that are much more to, how can I explain it? They're going to be shifting the world to a loving place, and we are part of this. Wow, I just can't believe I'm alive to see this happen. But, like, anyway, I know I'm the crazy one. So and I know that it's challenging listening to me sometimes. But we are all here for this time because we chose to come here. And if you think deep down into your heart, you kind of have some knowing about that. I challenge you guys to do some meditation, okay? And see whether any of this is true. Now, like I've told you before, big deep breath in 3 times, let it out slowly, and then shift from your thinking from here down to your heart and say, is this true? If you've got a question to ask your higher consciousness self, that's where you'll find the answer. And it's not just going to pop up straight away. it might pop off over the next day or two. You go, oh my gosh, that makes me think, oh, that could be true. Just hang in there. It's a wonderful time to be alive. Even though you don't see it out there, try to focus on you. Try to focus on your self-love. Focus on what gives you joy, love, and positive energy. Because watching all the rest is just gonna make you join it. Okay? Love you. Aroha.